Well, good morning. Again, it's my pleasure to be part of the Columbian's Economic Development forecast. As always, I think the speakers were very good and very thought-provoking, and they always put together a great group. But I also look forward to this panel discussion because I know that I think this is my third or fourth time on this panel. It's always an opportunity to hear from my colleagues about the tremendous efforts underway to make Vancouver and Clark County a more vibrant community. And this year is no different again. Very talented, bright individuals sharing their opinions, and I appreciate their time to do that. So I am Todd Coleman. I'm the CEO of the Port of Vancouver, and I'm just finishing up my 13th year at the Port, actually about 3 days ago. But my 13 years is only a speck in the 102 years that the Port has been investing in infrastructure in this community. Since I started working with the Port about 20 years ago, and that includes my time as a consulting engineer, the Port has partnered with the community to invest over $250 million in infrastructure. That infrastructure includes docks, Mill Plain, 26th Avenue, West Vancouver Freight Access, Gateway Avenue, and a number of other projects. And if you've heard me speak at this forecast breakfast before, you know that we are seeing a return on that investment today as a result of those investments. And though marine cargo tends to be cyclical, we have seen booming years with wind energy and project cargoes. Companies like United Grain Corporation, BHP Billiton, Far West Steel, Sapa Profiles, and Tesoro Savage are partnering with the Port and the community and investing over $500 million of their own private dollars. The importance of these new investments is not meant to take anything away from our existing customers. The Port is extremely fortunate to have great diversity in its cargo and tenant mix, and today the Port and our partners handle grain, corn, soybeans, bentonite clay, scrap steel, paper pulp, malt, steel, lumber, wind cargo, modules, rock crushers, Western Star trucks, Subaru cars, copper concentrate, steel slag, diesel, biodiesel, methanol, jet fuel, sodium hydroxide, phenol, urea, bauxite, transformers, and all sorts of other types of commodities. They're vast, they're very diverse. We also have tenants that manufacture aluminum parts, heaters, flameless fireplaces, cabinets, rebar, steel parts, and concrete, as well as canning fruits and vegetables. And we have partners that transload flour, salts, oils, lumbers, steel, automobiles, homebrew kits, and a number of other things. So you can see that our mix is hugely diverse, and many of these things most people don't even know that we handle on a daily basis. All of these customers are experts in their areas, and they bring economic benefits to our community every single day. And for that, we're thankful for their investments and for their dedication. We at the Port are continuously combing the global market, searching for new markets. But as we explore the globe for new opportunities, I'd like to offer a word of caution. I believe that as a community, we need to be very, very careful that we don't pit economic development against livability. It is all part of the same package. It's the yin and the yang. Economic development and livability are not mutually exclusive. Right now, if you read the Columbian, or frankly, if you breathe, you know that a project at the Port is at the center of a very dynamic community conversation. This conversation is happening at a time when our region, our nation, and the world is debating the use of fossil fuels. But regardless of how you feel about the project, I do not for a second believe that a vibrant city and a thriving industrial area are mutually exclusive. As a matter of fact, we believe it is our responsibility to make sure that they can coexist. It's been a part of our core values for over 100 years now, and I would expect it to be for the next 100 years. You see, in 100 years from now, we will not be here, but the Port will be, and the community will be. Therefore, we must have a longer-term vision than our own lifespans. Creating an environment where a vibrant city coexists with a thriving industry area takes work. But the key is that we do not need to choose one over the other. We just have to work hard if we want to become a world-class community. There are endless examples of how it's been done successfully around the world. You see it frequently when you travel to Europe, but a little bit closer to home, you see it in the Pearl District in Portland, you see it in the waterfront in Seattle, in San Francisco, and my very favorite, Vancouver, BC. The diversity of that community creates such a unique vibrancy. To make it work, we must partner. We must all participate in the conversation around important issues. Our involvement makes for a better process. Strong communities figure out how to do this. They find common goals and they work through disagreements so that everyone can move forward together. Our community's history is rich in examples of successful partnerships, and partnerships are more important now than they have ever been. I've seen this play out in community after community in my career. Growth is very difficult. We all want to have a thriving community, but we also like our hometowns for its characteristics. That's why many of us chose to live in any particular area. But isn't that why we're all here at this economic forecast breakfast? We see economic development as a necessity for us to continue to have a thriving community. We are growing, and with growth, there are difficult choices to make, and those choices will shape our forecast for decades. Stewardship must be our focus. Just like all of you, I want my family to be safe, healthy, happy, and financially stable, and I want my community to reflect those same priorities. Right now, the Tesoro Savage Oil Terminal project is going through an extremely rigorous and comprehensive review process. Probably the most rigorous I have ever seen, or likely will ever see. At the end of that process, a group of really smart people will have provided oversight and input into this very important project. They will have listened to hours of public testimony. They will have gone through a complete judicial hearing process. They will require safety precautions. They will require environmental considerations, and they will make a recommendation to the governor, who appointed them to this very important board, a board like none other. Surely they have no interest in disappointing the governor. At the end of that process, we'll know whether or not Tesoro can operate safely in our community. This is how the process should work. It's a great process. I told someone the other day, look, I'm a marathon runner, not a sprinter. So if you look at this review process like a marathon, we are maybe on mile 4 of 26.2. There's a long way to go. We have plenty of time to let the process work. The port's expectation has always been that the project must be the state-of-the-industry facility when it comes to safety. But whatever ultimately happens with the project, it's only one decision in a continuum of choices that this community will face. These decisions will center around how we move forward on building a sustainable community. We must be dedicated on the health of our economy, our community, and the environment. So when I look to the future, that's how I think we turn promise into prosperity. We find the right balance. We partner as a community to ensure that we have the right balance to make a vibrant community with abundant opportunities. Thank you.